About 50 years ago, in my grandparents' generation, having a job was the easiest thing in the world. You had one thing that you dedicated your life to, you did that every single day, and then you retired. In today's economy, we see people talking about layoffs, restructuring, starting a side hustle of some kind, doing passive income. It got me thinking about the modern way of looking at job security. Is anybody really safe in their career? The narrative of work, and I would argue something that still continues today, is that you need to have one career path that you choose when you're in college. You get a job, you follow that job until the end of the line until you retire. But with the introduction of the internet, remote working, and just different ways of disrupting industry, your career and your career trajectory is unwritten and frankly unpredictable from now until the time that you retire. So how then do you plan your career when skills are constantly changing, requirements for jobs are constantly changing, and a role that you might be working in 10 years doesn't even exist today? If we think about things like artificial intelligence, none of us, even me having worked as a marketer, none of us expect that disruptions like that are going to affect our industry, yet here we are. The key to navigating uncertain landscapes has to do with the definition of what we call security. Security 50 years ago was having a stable job with a stable income where you could work 40 hours and go home. Today, the definition of security is adaptability. Can you continuously learn? Can you make yourself indispensable to the organization that you're working at? While a new definition of security might be looking at your job as a stepping stone to something bigger rather than the end of your career and something that you should be investing in for the long haul. When we talk about security, when we're talking about your security in your job and your career, it's less about falling into a career path that is stable and successful and long term, and it's more about building your security and your financial freedom in a lot of different nuanced ways. When we're talking about building security, we're talking about understanding your unique strengths, how you approach whatever role that you're in, and what are the opportunities or the influences that you can bring. What's your special flavor that you can bring to your current role, and how can you maximize that at any organization that you're working in? Whether you get laid off, whether there's a restructuring in your organization and you get a new role, or if you move into a role that you've never been in before, all of this is really important when building your own security. So let's talk about the action steps that you need to take right now to ensure that you are secure in your role, even if you get laid off, even if your organization changes, even if you want a different position. First, you need to cultivate a learner's mindset. Always be in a state of learning. As industries evolve and trends change, you need to be adaptable and understand that you can't have sentimental value in something that you did in the past that might not work in the future. Things like online courses, workshops, and books are your best resources to dive into those trends and continue cultivating a learner's mindset. Number 2, continue to network. They say that your network is your net worth, and that really is part of the truth when it comes to your job security and figuring out how to navigate your career in these really weird times. Whether that be starting your own side hustle, your own side business, and getting your first clients from your network, or using your network to find a new job, being able to connect with other people that you have a common interest in or a shared passion with is really important when it comes to investing in your career and navigating uncertainty in your career trajectory. Number 3, diversify your skill sets. We all are traditionally trained to do our roles the way that our universities teach us, the way that our first managers teach us. But if you can diversify your skill set in whatever way that is interesting to you, let's say that you are in, I'm going to take marketing as an example. If you are in marketing and you're interested in how AI can incorporate into your working style, that's something that you can bring to the organization or it can bring to your own skill set that you can take wherever you go. Number 4, understand the market. Where are you able to be employed is very dependent on where money is going within different organizations or different industries. Some industries grow faster than others, and some are very willing to take in new people, especially as that industry grows. If you think about the technology industry in the early 2000s and even at COVID, these large organizations were hiring people like crazy. And if you see that these industries are starting on the uptick, reskill yourself to learn those knowledge-based skills, transfer them into a way that these organizations can use them, and then you're going to be a better applicant and easier to get a job when those roles are really hiring and trying to go through new employees as fast as they can. And number 5 is to foster resilience. Navigating uncertainty is always really scary. It gives me anxiety sometimes, but if you're really interested in reskilling and having your job security be in your hands rather than in your organization's hands, it's important to understand the power of resilience. View setbacks as opportunities, not failures, And anytime that you can recognize where you've come versus where you started, it's going to really help you get that energy to move forward and continue on your path as you develop and create the career that you love. Job security in the traditional sense might be a myth, but looking at your ability to create your own career and build the skills that we just talked about to be able to reimagine the way that you approach your job security and your role makes it more freeing for you to not have to be dependent on, is your organization going to promote you? Are they going to fire you? Are they going to restructure you? Instead, if you are in control of your own career development and your own job security, it allows you to pivot whatever direction you want to, and it allows you to not only navigate uncertainty, but fly through in the direction that you want to move in the future. In the end, your career is not defined by the jobs that you've had, but the different resilience and adaptability tactics that you've used to navigate and grow your own job security, whether it be working at this company, working at another company, or growing within a current company that you're already in. And if you're wondering about some common pitfalls that most professionals make when they're navigating their careers, check out this video I made about the career mistakes that you're probably making. And with that, I will see you on the next one.